I'm Mike Cavanaugh. We are sitting here today with Vasco Bridges, the Executive Director of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program here in Chicago.
How you doing, Mike?
Good. Good afternoon, Vasco.
Good afternoon.
So why don't you tell me, at the SBAC, we send out a survey every once in a while.
Sure.
And it seems that access to capital, funding, and just general advice on where to go for funding or how to, tidy up my operations, whatever it is, they always seem to be high on the list of the issues that keep me up at night. Maybe you could just first, tell our audience, a little bit about the program, what you do, and what you guys are working on to help businesses with the funding and advice.
Sure. So as part of a large investment in a small business from Goldman Sachs, the 10,000 Small Businesses Program is an investment in local small businesses in 13 key cities. Chicago is one of them. And what we do is we offer professional training and professional support, business support for small business owners to help them grow their business. In addition, there are other elements of the program that provide capital in the form of an SBA Community Advantage loan run through in Chicago through our partners at Summer Core 504. So we're excited about both building businesses up through education, building them up through knowledge and support, then also that capital piece. And a lot of businesses think the capital is the end all be all, but really you need to have all three to be successful.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point. We're raised to not talk about money, how much money we make or how much money we have. And a lot of times you find, a business owner doesn't want to talk like, hey, I need access to capital. They don't want to talk about that. An interesting point you made, and maybe you could expand on it. A lot of times businesses find that access to capital after they go through the program, and we could talk a little bit more about the program and how it's delivered. I know
Sure.
you guys are working with the Babson entrepreneurial professors, but sometimes they find that access to capital is right there in front of them by tidying up an operational flaw.
The interesting thing is that every business says, if you give me more money, then I'm going to be able to grow. And what I like to, there's a slide that we have that we sometimes show. If we put Oprah Winfrey and Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, and we say, if these guys were to give you money, would your business automatically be successful? And you got to think about, well, do I have the right value proposition? Am I creating value for my customer? Do I have the right operations? Am I taking the right sales and marketing strategy? If I'm trying to grow, do I have the right growth opportunity that's going to be incremental to my current business model that's not trying to blow up what is already working, right? And so when we start talking about these things with small business owners, what we find is these business owners realize that I don't actually need the $150,000 that we really needed to grow. I actually need maybe a $30,000 line of credit to hire a new salesperson. Or once I figure out some operational tweaks in terms of how I'm running my business, I can fund my growth on current operations. I don't need to go to a bank or to an investor and ask for capital. So being able to understand how to grow your business without necessarily going out to a bank or adding an additional expense, which if you think about it, adding capital is an expense. Mm-hmm. And if you don't understand the return on that investment, it's not worth going and asking first.
Yeah, it's the term never throw good money after bad.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if Warren Buffett gives you $30,000 or if your neighbor gives you $30,000. The $30,000 is $30,000. And finding those operational tweaks is sometimes all you need. The advice portion is better than funding sometimes.
Exactly. What we found is that there's the education piece, right? And as you mentioned, we have a great curriculum created by Babson College, which is the #1 school in entrepreneurship in the world.
Right.
And they've created this very innovative curriculum to help address entrepreneurship for entrepreneurs. Meet entrepreneurs where they are. If you're going to teach accounting, for instance, have them bring their own financial statement so they can look and understand the basics of accounting while looking at their taxes and their income statement. We have sales and marketing that's taught in a way where how can I take my own business and create unique pitches and sales pitches and marketing opportunities out of that. But we take that education, we envelop it with some business support services. So one-on-one business support from our business advisors so we can help them answer questions that they need. When we get to those two key pieces, the capital comes third. Mm-hmm. And then when we figure out those other things, when we figure out those other elements of how to make a business run efficiently, the capital piece is sort of easier to come by. A banker's much more willing to give you a loan. An investor's much more willing to invest in a business in a business that's primed for growth. Mm-hmm. And
you may be, as the business owner at that point, going through that and learning, you may be less willing to actually going out And asking for the loan.
Exactly.
Because you could say, well, I found it right here by tweaking this, adding, like you said, adding value or creating a new value add. The money's right there in front of you.
We end up talking about in one of our modules about being bankable, and it's about approaching investors and approaching bankers in a way that sells your business to the best of its ability. So you fix those value issues, and then you say, you know what, I can actually walk into a bank with my head held high and say, you know what, I want $200,000 in a line of credit, and here's exactly why I need it, here's what I need it for, and here's how I'm going to pay you back in 7 months.
That's great. It's so powerful too. It's like the leverage is there. You have the confidence, the validation of knowing what you need the money for. And as the CEO of a small business, your job is to get access to as much capital at the lowest price. So I mean, at the end of the day, getting that confidence through the validation of the program, the education is such a key. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, how do I apply? I'm like, I want to apply to this. Maybe you could talk about the application process.
Sure.
What the cost is, if there are costs, anything.
So this program, let me talk about who it's for.
Yeah.
This is not for every small business owner. We look for small business owners that have revenues between $150K and $4 million. We want businesses that have at least 4 employees. We want businesses that are interested in growing their business and that are prime in both position in their market, but also in a need for support to grow. The application is online. You can go to 10ksbapply.com and you can apply. If you're here in Chicago, we have a great program run out of Harold Washington College.
Gotcha.
If you're not local in the Chicago area, there are 13 other markets that this is running in, and those are all on the website. And if for any reason you're not in any of those markets, there's a national cohort that's a blended model of online learning and in-person learning in Boston. So with those 3 elements of 3 ways to apply, you fill out a very quick 2-page application, and then once we vet those initial key criteria, we'll reach back out to you with some more information to validate. The program is 100% free of charge. Goldman Sachs has been a great benefactor for the program to support small business growth, and therefore there's no charge for the program. And it's about a 15-week program, run 9 modules and 5 clinics. So I also want to say that this is not an easy program.
Right.
We ask for 100 to 150 hours of work from our small business owners. And so we look for businesses that, is if the business owner can take 100 hours away from their time, it's an investment well spent, but it's also not going to be detrimental to their business. And so we encourage business owners who have a little bit of flexibility in terms of what they're looking for from a scheduling perspective, to invest in their growth, and that's really what we see it as.
Yeah, I mean, you're skin in the game. You're not going to get anywhere. It's a great program. I tell you, we have several members in the SBAC that have given rave reviews about it. I've asked around. They've given testimonials. So, thanks for coming in today. Everything you guys are up to is great. Happy to have you on the show and to explain to the audience a little bit about what the program is.
Mike, thank you for having me, and we enjoy the partnership between 10KSB and the SBAC and everything that you guys do.
Great.
Thank you.